We've got some interesting questions to explore a little bit here today because we're going to talk about Cardless. And here's the thing I don't love about non-public companies. They don't have to go into details about their financials until they're ready to go public. So Cardless has just finished a C round. So it's not very likely that they're going to go public anytime soon. And if they were to go public, probably the easiest way to avoid having to do their full finances would be doing a backdoor like acquisition of a SPAC and then get publicly traded by way of a SPAC and renaming the SPAC after Cardless. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I'm not here to say one way or the other how they're going to do that. They could go the traditional IPO route. That would be, I don't know, ideal. But Cardless is a fintech company. They are not a bank. They issue their credit cards in association with First Electronic Bank that is based in Utah. They do have FDIC insurance. They are an actual bank. So it stands to reason that like everything's on the up and up there. But Cardless doesn't have to disclose their financials, and we don't know how much of their like credit card system as a business is actually becoming profitable. Now, they did recently finish a Series C round, as I mentioned, so we're going to cover that here. They've raised $60 million Series C on the heels of Coinbase and Built partnerships, supercharging effort to transform the credit card industry. The credit card platform that lets product-first companies design and launch cards in-house today announced a $60 million Series C growth round led by Spark Capital. With this round, Cardless has raised over $170 million to date, with continued support from Activant Capital, Industry Ventures, Pear VC, and others. Spark has a track record of backing companies that reshape industries, including Slack, Twitter, and Coinbase. Two of those companies have been acquired, one of which is a burning hulk of what it once was and a shame to all of humanity now. And then there's Twitter. I'm kidding. Anyway, they also notably led Anthropic's $450 million Series C round in 2023. That was one of the largest Series C rounds in all of history. General partner at Spark Capital, Will Reed, says Cardless' pioneering embedded financial services and revenue is 10xing, fueled by partnerships with world-class brands like Coinbase and Built. Cardless has the team, product, and momentum to transform and capture a significant share of a $20 billion industry. This financing represents an inflection point as the company transitions from building to scaling rapidly. All of us at Spark are thrilled to partner with this journey. The Cardless platform includes APIs and pre-built components that cover the full credit journey, enabling companies to design every touch point from application to cardholder experience without taking on the risk or complexity themselves. Customer data and AI applications power smarter decisioning. I do not like the word decisioning. Faster iteration and more relevant offers. Cards can be launched in as little as 90 days compared to the 18-month timeframes of legacy banks. Behind the scenes, Cardless's full-service team manages the heavy lifting, from every underwriting and compliance to offer design and cardholder support. This approach ensures companies maintain control over what matters most, their customer relationships. So here's the thing. Cardless has launched a number of travel-related cards in the last couple of months. One thing that isn't highlighted here isn't going to be highlighted press release like this because Cardless only wants to highlight their positives. They did a number of cards that they partnered with NBA teams, English Premiership teams, everything that wasn't the Simon card that was like a sports related team. There was get 5% back at the Charlotte Hornets games, stuff like that, New Orleans Pelicans, etc. They shut those cards down overnight with no notice, and they just canceled out the accounts to their cardholders. Again, with no notice. So that is a huge point of trust that should be considered when considering Cardless going forward. Is this a company that is just going to be able to be around all the time? And what happens if their deal with one of their travel partners now, be it Qatar or their business relationship with Alibaba or Latam or Life Miles or Coinbase, if the Coinbase card is costing them too much to operate, how quickly will they pull the rug out on that one? Now, they claim that everything is seemingly run by the companies themselves and that they're just an intermediary and that they're handling the underwriting, they're handling the customer support. I haven't seen many reports about any of their customer service being amazing or being terrible. So, like, how much are they doing on customer support? I don't have any of these cards. I've been tempted by some of their cards. The Life Miles card could be interesting if I get further into Star Alliance. If the Blue Sky Alliance becomes a actual thing worth pursuing, yes, I will probably be getting United cards and Star Alliance cards to help feed into booking United or booking JetBlue via various partners through Blue Sky and whatnot. So we'll see, but I have to find out what Blue Sky looks like before jumping into that. Now, that bad experience aside, Cardless, how much of the day-to-day with the credit card is Cardless in charge of? Because one thing with Built's customer service would always ping pong back to Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo would ping pong back to Built, and there was no cross-training. There was no single source of truth to get things on the level to effectively help customers. So how much is Built going to be taking on with customer service? How much is Built going to be leaving to Cardless to run? How much of this is up to First Electronic Bank? Do you have to have a First Electronic Bank login? Or is everything going to be handled in app? Supposedly everything should be handled in, but how likely is that? Right? We still don't have any word on what Built 2.0 is going to look like in terms of the cards. But I'm going to say this much right now. Built was costing Wells Fargo $10 million a month. The Built card was costing Wells Fargo $10 million a month. Raising $60 million. We don't have an idea of what their valuation is. We don't have enough of an idea of how much additional capital they can pull in at any given time. Credit cards can be lucrative. Credit card programs can be ridiculously expensive. The Chase Sapphire Reserve, when it initially launched in 2016, cost Chase over $200 million in the first quarter. That sort of money is more money than Cardless has raised. And I don't even know if that's as much money as Cardless has gained in revenue with all of their partners that they've brought in the last year and a half. If they're processing more than $200 million, great. If they're able to handle a $200 million loss, great. Then we have nothing to talk about here. But how much are they really coming out ahead? How much are these programs costing them? Because everything's in the fog of war that they don't have to produce any public documentation of how the company's doing. And even then, all they have to put out is, hey, we got a Series C funding. We got Series D. We are maybe looking at pre-IPO. But pre-IPO, given how many rounds of Series C they can do, they don't even have to do a pre-IPO for another, 2 to 4 years if this works out. It's a big bet by Cardless to take on Built. Built is established. Built is coming in with at least 1 million cardholders to start. This is probably more cardholders than Cardless has combined. Coinbase is going to have a lot of people come in. And how much are they going to be able to handle this? It's one thing to have Qatar or Latam or Avianca and even their Alibaba card and their Portugal card. Those are very niche audiences. You're not going to get a ton of signups. Like, I would be surprised of those brands, right? The Alibaba probably has the most signups, I would assume. Latam, Qatar, Avianca, and TAP probably have a good number of people who have signed up for the card. I would assume Qatar is probably the best revenue generator for them based on the annual fees. I think more folks will have Avianca or Latam. And then TAP is probably their smallest one. But the rewards program is as such, right? Your Coinbase rewards rate is based on your assets on Coinbase as detailed below. The AOC is determining your rewards rate tier, varies based on how long your Coinbase card account has been opened. So there you go. Tier 1 is 2% earnings on eligible purchases if AOC is under $10,000. Cool. And it's going to always be a 2% card. Nice. Tier 2 is 2.5% on eligible purchases if AOC is between $10,000 and $49,999.99. 2.5 rewards applies to the first $10,000 in purchases and eligible purchases per calendar month, with 2% rewards on all earnings after $10,000. Tier 3 goes up to 3%. Tier 4 goes up to 4%. Now, they are guarding themselves, and Coinbase is doing the Smartly card better than US Bank did it, because you do have to have a massive amount of money under their management. Tier 4 starts at $200,000, right? That is double what Smartly was going to give, what Smartly required to get 4% on Smartly. And Smartly was initially uncapped, but then they slapped in the $10,000 spend. is what it is. But this card could be sustainable. It's just going to be a question of how many people are going to come in and apply for this card. This card has a technical annual fee of $50, whatever, no big deal. It'll be interesting to see how many people rush to sign up for the Coinbase card. There's also the Fold credit card, and there's the Gemini cards as well that do crypto-based rewards. So it'll be interesting to see how many folks come and choose Coinbase and Cardless. I don't know, but at least that card has a good structure to it where it's not going to kill Coinbase the way that the Smartly card killed the U.S. bank. The Smartly program got killed. If we look at the Qatar card, the Qatar cards, you have the $99 card, you have the $4.99 card. I've seen this $4.99 card go up to 100,000 points before. Signups on this card can't be amazing. All right, the $99 card is currently 40,000 points. You get 20,000 points on your first transaction. You get another 20,000 points on $3,000 in spend. 25,000 points on your first transaction, 25,000 bonus points, and 150 Q points after spending $5,000 in the first 90 days. You get fast tracks. You get your benefits of One World Ruby on the $99 card, One World Sapphire on the $4.99 card. You have the earnings. You collect 2 Q points for every 2,000 Avios earned on this card. 2 key points for every 1,500 Avios earned on that card. You get up to 12% off on flights using certain promo codes, so that's cool, but that is until September 30th, whatever. Rates, all of that. This card is fairly sustainable. These cards are fairly sustainable. The $4.99 card is a Visa Infinite card, so you're going to get Visa Infinite benefits as well. But again, it's not I can't imagine it is a huge population of people coming in with this card. The Alibaba card is 3% cash back on Alibaba or 60-day terms interest free, 2% on office supply on business categories, advertising and dining purchases outside of Alibaba.com, 1% on everything else. It's got no foreign transaction fees. You get $1,200 plus 3% back on your first $40,000 at Alibaba.com and 1% after that, $100 on Alibaba credits, and $120 on Alibaba shipping discounts. For a card that seems to have no annual fee listed, that's pretty solid, but that is a business card. So that is a very selective business card. That is not a card that is going to be bringing in people in droves. It's nice to get that business. It's nice to be able to charge the business card rate and get business card interchange fees, whatever amount of interchange Cardless gets, because Cardless is going to be splitting the interchange fee between the issuing network, their co-brand partner, and First Electronic Bank. So Cardless gets a smaller cut than even the traditional bank. And then if you put that card through Apple Card, Apple gets their own cut of things. And so the cut that they get on the interchange fee gets even smaller. How do they make this up in volume? Right? So they have to be charging huge amounts of money to these companies to come into Cardless. Now, we can explore that more in just a moment. The LATAM cards, they're nothing special. The no annual fee card gives you 15,000 points as a welcome offer. The $99 card gives you 40,000 points. There's nothing really different between them. You do get access to the LATAM VIP lounges, but they're located in 5 of their most important airports in their destination network, so you don't even get easy enough access. It's one of 5. It's going to be 5 airports that they have those VIP lounges. You can earn status. Cool. Spending conditions for the welcome offer: $1,000 on the no annual fee, $2,500 for the first 3 months. So it's a perfectly fine card if you get into, I want to say LATAM is SkyTeam now. So if you're into SkyTeam, it's a cheap way to acquire some SkyTeam points. Probably not the best way to acquire SkyTeam points, but is what it is. The Life Miles card is a bit more, the Life Miles cards are a bit more interesting. That's just because Life Miles also has they're part of Star Alliance, and they also give you discounted redemptions through Life Miles Plus. So the Elite card does give you the statuses of Life Miles Plus membership as well. So that helps. But again, these are small cards, right? You don't get a huge audience signing up for the Life Miles card. You don't get a huge audience signing up for the Tap Air Portugal card. At the end of the day, you have the co-brand partner, Cardless, First Electronic Bank, all getting dibs of the interchange fee. And then you've got Apple coming in when you're doing anything through Apple Pay. And I'm sure Google takes a cut when you do Google Pay. Samsung takes a cut with Samsung Pay. So at the end of the day, like, it would be a lot of volume to be profitable on interchange fees. So the bulk of their money has to be coming from their credit card as a service. Going to Cardless real quick, right? If we go to the Cardless website, and we'll share here, right? We can look at, we can do the platform, right? Build your experience, mix and match APIs, pre-built components to move faster. So we don't get an idea of what pricing looks like until you do a sign-in. These are all the things that they can do for you. Customer service, who knows what their customer service looks like? Has to be good because these are the cards that they operate. Platform, customers, blogs. So we don't have a way of really getting a sense of what it would what it's costing these companies. Like, I guess if you sign in, but I don't know that Cardless is ready to take on Built. I don't know that they're going to be able to confront the crunch that would come from Coinbase. Now, I don't know how many users Coinbase has offhand, right? But people are going to sign up for the Coinbase card for crypto rewards, for Bitcoin rewards. There's probably going to be more users signing up for Cardless cards in the next 6 to 12 months. And it's probably going to cripple Coinbase. Cardless. How scalable are they? $60 million to scale? Sure, can sound like a lot. It also depends on how they're using that $60 million to scale. Are they buying a new headquarters? That's a bad use of your time. Are they buying more server space? That's a better use of your time. Are they bringing in more people to handle the servers that they're going to be building out? Are they bringing in more people to make sure that they are able to continue designing credit cards for new customers? Is this going to be going into customer acquisition? Is this going to be going into bonuses on credit cards? Or is this going to go into bonuses to convince people to come work at Cardless? Like, $60 million sounds like a lot of money, but when you take on all of these parts of like the credit card industry, $60 million is not a ton of money. There's so many parts of the market that $60 million will have to go into covering, especially as you're a company who's doing a credit card as a service, right? You've got to have the server space, make sure that you're able to take on the million plus people who are coming over from Built, coming over with Built. You're going to get some people, noping out when the new Built card changes are announced. You're going to have some people noping out after the first year of potentially continued terrible customer service. What is the customer service with Built looking like? It's already got a bad rap. It's got to change immediately. And if it doesn't, that could be the story of that could be it for the Built card. The Built card is on shaky ground. Is Cardless going to be the right steward for it? It's telling that they went to Cardless because they don't have a traditional bank who's willing to take them on. And I don't know that they're going to be making the right investments into this new ecosystem to make it work. But like, I asked, how sustainable is Cardless? We're going to find out in the next 12 to 18 months when the Coinbase card is more readily available, when the Built card is announced and is launched, and we'll see how the first 2 quarters on that go. That'll be a speculation station at some point, or I'm just going to wait until we find out more about what they're going to be doing. They did say fall of 2025. So, fall officially started a couple of days ago. I'm not expecting anything right now. I would expect an announcement to be sometime in October because they can launch a card in as little as 90 days. So I think they're going to push that 90-day limit. And I don't know that they're going to make the 90-day limit, but we'll see. Anyway, just wanted to investigate Cardless a little bit more because that Series C funding just sounded too light. And yes, they can go back and get more Series C money. But is it going to be bad money? Is it going to be good money after bad, which is never a good thing? Or is it just like setting more money on fire? And with venture capitalists are more than willing to set lots of money on fire as long as they can see a light at the end of the tunnel. Is there going to be that light at the end of the tunnel? Who knows? Anyway, just wanted to put this out there. Just got my gears cranking and wanted to see what you guys think. So let me know down in the comments. If you like what I do, hit the subscribe button. There's a new hype button. If you really want to do, please hype my videos. Let's see if we can get some subscriber growth that way. I would love to hit 2,300 subscribers before Halloween. I would love to somehow get to 2,500 subscribers before the end of the year. If we can get to 2,500 faster than that, even better. And if we get to 3,000 by the end of the year, that would be amazing. check out the pin comment for other ways to support me. My Rove referral is down there. My Top Cashback referral is down there. I've got a link tree with other referrals for various credit cards and checking accounts. So check that out. Consider becoming a channel member. You can do that at any time, $2.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. You get members first videos. You get full interviews, stuff like that. Check out Bridge Banter, a podcast about Star Trek that I do with RJ from Stack Your Points. Check out Stack Your Points. We release on we release on Wednesdays and Fridays here on YouTube. We do a live on Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. So thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.